Hey guys, are you ready for another top 5 video? I'm not, because this time, since it's the release of the Burning Maze, I decided to do my top 5 Rick Riordan characters. And this is extremely difficult because all of Rick Riordan's characters are extremely lovable, and it was so difficult to narrow it down to just 5. And let me just be clear here, this isn't just from the Percy Jackson series or the Heroes of Olympus series or even just the Apollo series. This is also from the Kane Chronicles, the Magnus Chase series, and I'm not actually sure if Rick Riordan has any other books outside these that, you know, are middle grade and young adult. But out of all these books you see behind me, I had to choose between all of these characters. And there was like close to like 50 characters on the first list I made, and then I narrowed it down to like 30, and then I like halved that to 15, and then from there I just got my top 5. It was like a whole page that was just like a mess. And if the stories in these books were like fresh in my mind, like I just read them yesterday, there would probably be like a couple characters that would have made it on this list besides others, but I just went with my feelings based on, you know, my current recollection of all the characters. So coming in at number 5 is Alex from the Magnus Chase trilogy, which is a trilogy that I'm still holding out hope for. It's not just a trilogy, because it alludes to there could possibly be more books, and that is not the point of this video. It's talking about the characters. Okay, back on track. Alex. I absolutely love their character. I'm not going to be using pronouns as much as I can because you never know which gender Alex is going to be, and I really don't want to offend either the character or anyone watching this video, so I'm just going to not use pronouns. The minute Alex is introduced in the series, I fall in love with them. And I am, you know, Alex is one of those characters where I'm not exactly sure what made me love them like right off the bat. I mean, they did absolutely nothing except cause havoc and mayhem. And it could be the fact that Loki's my favorite Norse god and, you know, child of Loki. I love them so much. But I mean, I truthfully can't like put my finger on any like solid thing that I loved about them like until the 3rd book, which was mainly just the relationship that they have in that book, and that made my heart swell like 10 times the size it is, kind of like the Grinch. But oh my god, my heart when that happened. And speaking of that moment, that leads into number 4, Magnus Chase. Now, I think the reason I love Magnus Chase so much is because 1, he's a horrible fighter. 2, I would never trust him in any kind of serious situation that had to do, it wouldn't even have to do with anything life or death. I wouldn't trust him in any kind of situation I actually needed help. And 3, he's wonderfully awkward in a kind of geeky way, which is probably one of the things I love most about him. And he's one of those characters that I would love to have as a best friend. I would never see them as like a potential love interest or anything, but I could definitely see him being like the best friend ever because he would be so protective and supportive, and he would literally risk his life for his friends. Then coming in at number 3 is Leo Valdez. And Leo, oh my god, Leo. He's just so cute and awkward and just so wonderful. But he can be counted on to fix pretty much anything and hopefully not start a fire. But he's also very dependable when it comes to keeping promises or die trying. But you know, if I could choose to be in a relationship with anyone from any of the Percy Jackson books, it would probably be Leo, because you know, I can't rip up Percabeth because they're like the best OTP in this whole series. And then Nikko and Will, I mean, they're adorable together. Could never split them up, even though I absolutely love Nikko. Actually, that's honestly the only other 2 boys that I could see myself being in a relationship with. And that kind of rolls into number 2, Percy. Now, Percy is my favorite main character out of all of the Riordan series, but he's close to first on this list. Because even though Percy is the hero of the story and he's a really kick-ass, sassy character, but he can be quite ruthless to those that oppose him or his friends or family. And it's done in a non-obvious way, which I do appreciate, and that's one of like the little mysterious vibes you get from Percy, because he does act this way, and that's one of the things that makes him so much more attractive. But I don't know, it makes me very scared to ever get on his bad side. He also has no qualms about deceiving people, even if, like, in the moment it's kind of necessary. This is mainly a problem that bothered me in the House of Hades, because I can see why it was necessary that he had to deceive Bob, but at the same time I felt so bad for Bob because, you know, after everything that happened with him mentally, it's like he legitimately trusts them, and even after all of that was fixed with his mind, he still risked his life for them. And I just felt so bad for Percy deceiving him like this entire time. And speaking of Hades, this brings me to my #1 favorite character, Nikko D'angelo. Now, in the beginning, Nikko was a pain, a very cute, geeky pain. But then after the events with his sister, he became kind of, you know, he didn't really become very different. He just got a bigger grasp on his powers, and he was just willing to do anything for his sister at this point, even if that meant going against people that had previously helped him. When you think about his age and everything he's been through in life, I mean, what he's doing does make sense, and you can't really fault, well, okay, you can fault him for it, but I can't fault him for it. And I hate that he had to go through all that pain, but it really transformed him from the cute, geeky hero that we know in the beginning of the Percy Jackson series to the real badass hero that we get in the Heroes of Olympus series. And Nikko and Will as a couple is just too freaking adorable. I mean, if I could have an entire book series just around their relationship, I mean, I would be okay with it. I don't care if they're at camp doing just the normal camp things that you do at Camp Half-Blood. I mean, I really don't care. I mean, there doesn't have to be like a lot of conflict. It's like, I just want more of these two. It's like, please give me more. I mean, I would even settle for like a short novella series of just the two of them. I mean, I really wouldn't care. They're just so cute. I want more of them, and yeah, I don't foresee us getting any more. But seriously, these two interacting together made me straight out giggle. Now, there are moments in the Mortal Instruments series, or not the Mortal Instruments series, it was like a Lady Midnight, that made me squeal. I mean, that's completely different from giggling for me. I have never actually flat out giggled about two characters being together. Actually, I don't think I've ever giggled, period, and actually meant it before these two. And I love them so, so much. I actually may giggle when Kit and Ty get together, because I feel like if I ship them in my mind, it'll actually happen. So I'm shipping them together. They're a thing. So, back on topic. I'm just happy that we get to see more of Nikko and Will, and I'm hoping that in the last 3 books of the Trials of Apollo series, we get to see more of them. Now, I haven't started the Burning Maze yet, so no one leave spoilers in the whatever that's called, the comment box. No spoilers for any of the books, really. But yeah, those are my top 5 Percy Jackson characters. If you guys can actually narrow down all of your favorite Percy Jackson characters to just 5, leave them in the comments below and we'll see how yours is different from mine. I had so many issues just choosing 5 characters. I was kind of beating myself up. I was like, can I just change this to like the top 10 favorite characters? Because I was like, that's more believable than just narrowing it down to 5. And I think after all this stress, I'm just gonna go take a nap, because I haven't slept in like a while, so I need sleep. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!